So let's do some Dynasty startup mock drafts here. Tonight, like I said, we're going to start off with the 5th overall pick. So we got 5th overall pick. And like we have been doing so far in our Dynasty fantasy football startup mocks, we're going to do half PPR. Dynasty, it's a 10 team. And we are going to have it be 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. And then we got a 7-man bench. So it's a 17 rounder. We do have a kicker. We do have a defense. And we have 2 flex instead of a 3rd wide receiver, which certainly has given us a lot of flexibility to go running back heavy.
Yep.
We shall see what happens here, though. Let's start it off. I have no idea what the middle of the draft will look like. And Brock Bowers went first. That's probably unrealistic, but the rest of the board feels okay.
Yep. So these are the top 4 guys.
Yeah, I feel like we got to take Gibbs, right? Or am I?
No, you're right. When we did 3 last night, we were between Robinson and Gibbs. So I agree. Gibbs 100% here. Just to play the hypothetical game, let's say Gibbs goes instead of Bowers, in the top 4 or wherever, and Bowers is number 1 and Gibbs isn't. What's the pick there?
I would then probably go. It would be between Bowers and Neighbors for me. I might go Neighbors, to be honest.
I would also go Neighbors.
Yeah. I'm not. I like Brock Bowers. I think he's great. I think there's other good tight ends that you can get later, though.
Yeah. I don't love building a foundation around a tight end. And I think if you take Brock Bowers, you're probably playing for the future rather than a win now situation.
Drafting is the best part of fantasy football, and drafting fast is what FastDraft is all about. FastDraft is the fastest best ball app on the planet. With just 6 rounds and a 20-second time clock, you can draft in under 10 minutes. Don't have 10 minutes? Use Turbo Mode to create teams with a click of a button. We love volume players, and volume players love FastDraft because we make it exponentially easier to max enter 150 lineups, and if a tournament you love does fill, don't worry, we'll roll out another one the next day because we focus just on the players you care about. In April and May, our Origins tournaments are rookie only because the NFL Draft is the 2nd most popular event in American sports after the Super Bowl. FastDraft tracks player ownership in real time, so you can always see your exposure at a glance in the draft room, and there's no position restrictions. And the best part of that is you never have to draft a tight end. With only 60 players drafted, there are 2 key ways to get unique. You draft players well above or below ADP, or shake up your boosters. The boosters let you set 4 players with point multipliers up to 2x, so you can improve your chances of being unique by putting premiums on later round picks. Okay, that's what FastDraft's all about. Now start your engines.
Only one other running back went since our last pick. This is interesting. So Puka's the top of the board. I don't hate that. I also don't hate going Ashton Genty here. I think they're both great picks.
I think, I'm with Ashton Genty. We made it clear that I think getting 2 young running backs to start is just absolutely incredible. Given that running backs usually kind of fall off a ledge. And if you don't have running backs in fantasy football, I know Trevor is a big component of it. You're kind of fucked. So I'm totally with Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Just to play devil's advocate, I think just to voice what the decision is, are you more comfortable with Garrett Wilson or McMillan as your wide receiver 1? Or are you more comfortable with Breece Hall as your running back 2? That's more comfortable of the situation.
I'm more comfortable with the Garrett Wilson as wide receiver 1.
I think so too. And Gibbs and Genty to start. I mean, 2 very young running backs, 2 insanely talented running backs. I love that. Okay. So now Travis Hunter's top of the board. Obviously, we're not doing IDP. But that is interesting. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba, but to me, it's between 3 wide receivers here. I think it's between Hunter, McMillan, and then we know what A.J. Brown is, and he is still only 27 years old. What's
Yeah,
your thoughts?
I think Ted McMillan is probably a pick here. I love Travis Hunter. The thought right is he starts out on offense. How much defense is going to play? I don't know. Maybe it's kind of ease him in the NFL a little bit of offense. Does it scare you away for a fantasy football perspective if that defensive snaps comes into play at all?
Does it scare me away from Hunter? What do you mean, I
Yeah.
guess?
So so just assuming that Travis Hunter sees more defensive snaps probably means he sees
Mhm.
a little bit less offensive snaps.
Yeah, I don't like it for fantasy whatsoever. I just
Right.
think, like, does that mean he's going to be bad for fantasy? No, but I think that severely caps like his overall ceiling. Like, he's
Agreed.
never going to be a 1,500-yard receiver, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be an Antonio Brown or Devontae Adams or anything like that, right? So
No,
that makes me think Ted McMillan.
I think so too. I'm fine with that. Okay. Brown Hunter went right away after us, coming back around. We're gonna be in a nice position here. Okay. So if we wanted to go balanced, I mean, getting T. Higgins as our wide receiver too is
Yeah,
kind of insane.
yeah. I mean, he's the
Travion
best.
Henderson's still there though.
I think T. Higgins is probably the best wide receiver too in both fantasy football and regular football.
True.
Um, I I don't hate Roma Dunze either. I like T. Higgins more than I like Roma Dunze, but I can hear an argument for Roma Dunze here.
Yeah, I like both of them quite a bit just to check the age difference. So it is a 4-year difference, but I mean, T. Higgins, I think his days are numbered potentially in Cincinnati. I don't know. Like, I still could see them trading him at some point, but until now, like, we already know what he is in Cincinnati, and it's incredible. So
Yeah, either way, if they, if the case was that they eventually trade him, I mean, he's going to be a number one receiver on any other team in the league.
yeah, exactly. So now I think I know the answer, but just to ask you, do you go quarterback now, or are you okay with waiting given the board?
Again, like we're in a situation for quarterbacks where, right, all the old guys are kind of out of the league. Take Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers out of the equation, whatever. So like if you're not getting a Jalen Hurts, if you're not getting a Josh Allen, if you're not getting a Lamar Jackson, I'm totally fine with waiting. I think you can wait, and if you have to, you can take a Bo Nix. You can take even a Jordan Love much later than the fourth round. I like continuing just to beef up the, I guess, skill positions in this case.
I agree. So we got an even 2-2. So we have freedom to do anything, especially in a 2 flex league, because we can start anybody there. This is kind of a gross little spot. I know we both like Xavier Worthy and we both like Zay Flowers. I think I value both of them over Chase Brown and Chris Olave.
Agreed. Yeah, Chris Olave, I don't think anyone should be touching with the 10-foot pole. You can let someone else deal with that headache if he's good. That's a tip your cap, but I don't know how you can rely on him starting your lineup every single week moving forward.
I agree. So are we looking for potentially the ceiling of a Xavier Worthy, or do we want consistent, steady targets with a Zay Flowers as our wide receiver 3?
So, given that we have two rookies on the team, do you value consistency a little bit more?
Probably. And they're both, I mean, there really
Right.
isn't an age difference. 22, 24. I mean, not much. Zay Flowers doesn't need knee surgery, is what that says there. That's good, I guess. So there is already an injury concern there, I suppose. But overall, I do think I like Zay Flowers more. Xavier Worthy, I like him a lot. I do still think his value is a little bit inflated just because of what we saw without Rashee Rice last year. Like, there's going to be more
Probably.
people added in. So
Right.
I'm good with Zay Flowers. And coming back around, we may be looking at Tyler Warren, actually.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see
would
what
love if we
happens
get
here.
Tyler Warren here.
And it looks like we got him. Tyreek Hill went just before us, so that saves us that decision. I like Ibuka. I mean, Derrick Henry just got a 2-year extension.
He did.
That's insane. Good for him. Talked about him last night. Like, I didn't know who was going to fall off first. Him, or I don't even remember who I was comparing him
Josh
to.
Jacobs.
Okay, yeah, Josh Jacobs. I think he's 27, 5 years younger. Yeah, my money's on Derrick Henry. I don't know. I think he's going to be around.
Yeah.
But do you
I
go
don't think.
Tyler Warren here?
Yeah, I don't think you pass him. You pass up the the number one, I guess probably number 2 young tight end if we're talking about dynasty rankings behind Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Warren can be a Brock Bowers like producer too. So like him a lot. Will Derrick Henry fall? Ah, shit. Okay. George Pickens is there though. So
I,
that's a receiver
I
we like.
love George Pickens. I also like if we want to have an incredibly young team here. I don't
Mhm.
I don't hate going RJ Harvey.
I don't either. He certainly has a chance to be the featured running back in Denver. Looking at the rest of their running back depth here, like Montgomery's probably the next one we both feel good about. And doubling up isn't the worst thing at all. Otherwise, the running back depth is starting to get a little thin.
Right. I don't hate going running back here just because we only have 2 of them.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm good with Harvey. We got a running back trio that's super young, super talented, fast. I like that a lot.
Yep. Teams that are going to run the ball too.
Yes. Yes. Okay, now we have an interesting situation. So we could continue to go young. We could go receiver, young receiver. There's a Luther Burden. There's Trey Harris, a couple of rookies that are super talented. Could
So
wait for a Pearsall.
is this a situation where, given all the youth on the team, maybe there's some question marks that it's not gonna, it's not gonna hit right away? Should we get a grizzled veteran that is gonna be 75-yard touchdown per game guy?
I don't mind that. My question would just be is who? Because I think for receivers, if we're looking for a veteran, I would be looking towards Devontae Adams, which I don't think we
Yeah.
have to do yet,
Yeah, agreed.
or Pittman. Like I think we can wait. Running backs, like I don't mind going Alvin Kamara. That would fit the bill there. Otherwise, James Conner, I think we can wait on as well.
Yeah. So
Or we could go quarterback. We could go Caleb Williams to take a young, talented quarterback.
I don't hate that.
I don't either. That's kind of good value. In the 8th round, he probably should have been gone by now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is an interesting team, actually. We are very, very young, but we're good.
Yep. All right. Cool.
Kamar did go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't hate this. So now we're now looking at tight end.
The people saying that we have to give Kyle Pitts one more chance, that's got to be a bit, right?
It feels like it at this point.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it feels as serious as you and me saying every year is Devontae Parker's year.
Yeah, true.
Which it still could be, even though he's retired. Never know. Okay, so we are balanced again, I do believe. Yes, 3-3.
Yes.
So I'm very iffy on Travis Etienne. I don't think I want him.
I don't either. I mean, Jacksonville drafted running backs. There's basically a 50-50 split to end the year last year. Like, it's obvious that Travis Etienne is not, I'm not going to say not loved as a backfield, but that there seems to be a change of brewing.
Yeah, he's already 2 regimes removed. That was the Urban Meyer pick. So, yeah, they have no loyalty there. They want to get younger. So don't like that. I hate Isaiah Pacheco for
I do too.
So we probably don't have to go running back if we value some of these guys lower. So then if we go receiver, Josh Downs is young and good. Could take a shot on Chris Godwin. Ricky Pearsall, obviously young, good. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Ricky Pearsall more than I like Josh Downs. I think at San Francisco, I like their passing game more than I like Indianapolis's, at least looking at 2-3 years in the future. Just to say what I said last night about Ricky Pearsall, if we have new viewers, like he's a guy who's going to slide into the slot in his whole career. His whole college career, everything. He just found open spots and gotten open, make easy throws and run with the ball. He's going to create a great high-low action with George Kittle.
I agree. I like Ricky Pearsall a lot as well. So we go him. And coming back, we could double up a receiver. We could go with Devontae Adams.
I think this would be a spot to take him.
Yeah, he's available. So Devontae Adams is there. Cortland Sutton's a veteran who's good. But yeah, I like Adams more. Just to look at running back, this would be the James Conner spot, which isn't terrible. You go him and double up with Trey Benson later. It's probably the only pick. But we're thinking Devontae.
I mean, Zach, anytime you tell me that Devontae Adams is available for me to draft, I'm going to draft him.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. So we got Devontae and Ricky Pearsall sitting on the bench. Not too shabby. Quarterbacks are flying off now. That's fine. Okay, so Khalil Shakir, another young receiver, good. Jack Beck, he's a stud, in my opinion. Running backs, we could steal a handcuff with Charbonnet. We still could steal the hammer in New England with Ramondre Stevenson. We could double up at grab a young quarterback if we wanted to. Another one.
I don't hate going running back here.
Okay.
We're sitting at 3. We're sitting at 3 right now. You know me, I'm high on Trey Benson. I'm interested, like, if you're drafting Ramondre Stevenson, you're taking him for this year only, right?
Probably. He's not that old, but I think this is the last year of his contract. Maybe it's either this year or next year. But yeah, I don't know. He's just going to be a role player. I think he's going to have good weeks, but I think he's going to have a lot of inconsistency. So don't love that. But yeah, Trey Benson's a stud. I mean, people forget like how high they took him, how much they've invested in him. And he had 1 week last year with a decent amount of touches. I mean, 10 carries in week 10 against the Jets, not the worst defense. So 10 carries, 62 yards, 2 catches, 25 yards. If he's the the RB1 if Connor goes down, I think he's going to be a stud. I like him. A lot of quarterbacks, a lot of second quarterbacks taken behind us now. So that would limit us for our number 2. Okay. Ramondre still on the board. Jonnu Smith on the board. Jack Beck.
I don't hate Jack Beck.
Me neither. Kyle Williams is a good player. Cooper Kupp is there if we want to go him later. Travis Kelce, obviously still there. Yeah. I'm fine going young receiver. Still got 3 picks plus the kicker and defense.
So we probably got to go quarterback, tight end, and then a flex, right?
Yes, in whatever order we choose. But tight end, I mean, what better flex than Travis Kelce if we want to go him at some point?
Right.
Quarterback, we probably can wait. So many people have 2 quarterbacks. Like worst case scenario, we have Justin Fields as our quarterback too.
Right. I think your favorite, not yours, but people watching, your favorite running back / receivers pick here.
Yeah, I agree. And you're looking for upside more likely than not. Given your team, given everything. If you're not going to start them, then you're just looking for upside. So running backs, like we got a couple of rookies there who have upside.
I don't hate an Aaron Jones if something doesn't work out immediately with RJ Harvey. Takes a little longer to get, into the Sean Payton system.
What about Jaden Blue?
Man, I love Jaden Blue.
I don't hate either of them. Wide receivers, I mean, we could go a Cooper Kupp if we just want a quick fix. We could go Kyle Williams if we want the long-term deep threat. We could wait and grab a Stephon Diggs. Certainly could do worse than that. That's probably about it at wide receiver.
Yeah.
We could go Juwan Jennings if you want to somewhat handcuff Ricky Pearsall.
I think
What's your thoughts?
I'm willing, at least just to talk that out for a second. I'm willing to take a risk more on Stephon Diggs than Juwan Jennings, even though I love Juwan Jennings. I mean, he's incredible when guys aren't on the field and no Deebo Samuel. But as I said last night, Stephon Diggs only makes quarterbacks better. He made Kirk Cousins take the next step in Minnesota, Josh Allen take the next step at Buffalo. Not necessarily CJ Stroud because he had, that was kind of a weird situation. But Stephon Diggs is playing good football before he got hurt last year. And I'm assuming that's why New England brought him in for Drake May to take, another step here.
100%. 100%. I don't even think we need to take him here, but I'm totally cool if that's our wide receiver pick.
Yeah.
Or a flex pick. So if we want to take our tight end or quarterback of choice,
Then I'm going to do Kelsey.
yeah, I'm good with that. Come back around. We probably can take Diggs and then go quarterback.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, a few veterans in a row went there. So we take Diggs here. We take our quarterback, and then we're going to go defense kicker. Okay, quarterback. We could go young still with Bryce Young, or we could go veteran with Goff or Dak, most likely.
Yeah, I think Dak's a play here.
Totally cool with that. Dak is getting completely forgotten about for fantasy, it feels like, this offseason. But once the Pickens highlights come out, I mean, he'll jump up.
Yep.
Like we talked about, it feels like Eagles are the best defense to pick, given the way they draft, given their depth, given their defensive coordinator. So excited to take the first defense. And then kicker, I mean, we both like Tyler Luke, rookie for Baltimore.
Yep.
Special teams coach as a head coach. And I mean, we know they're going to be a good offense. They're going to be in scoring position, going to get a lot of chances to kick. So from pick number 5 in a 10-team Dynasty Fantasy Football startup, we got a super young and talented team. We got Caleb Williams at quarterback, Jahmyr Gibbs, Ashton Genty at running back, McMillan and T. Higgins at wide receiver, Tyler Warren at tight end. We got Zay Flowers and RJ Harvey at the flex, Tyler Loop and the Eagles at kicker defense, Ricky Pearsall, Devontae Adams, Trey Benson, Jack Beck, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs, and Dak Prescott on our bench. A very veteran bench and a very youthful starting lineup. I love that.
Good combination. Yep, good combination.
Fuck yeah.